The fighting game community went pretty crazy yesterday over Marvel Tonkon Fighting Souls, and today I am not actually going to go over mechanics or characters or anything like that. Instead, I kind of want to go over the stages because as I was watching a lot of people react to the game and break down gameplay, I was looking at the maps and I was like, wait, there's a lot of Easter eggs here. And they also said so too over here, right? Check the screenshots from Marvel's New York City to see what you can find. So I'm like, okay, cool. Let's go ahead and do that. This is going to be a really quick video. I just want to point out the things that I noticed, and maybe y'all can also help me out and tell me what you've noticed, what I missed while analyzing this. So first thing for sure is I see Nelson and Murdoch right here, right? Nelson and Murdoch. And I also see Mr. Murdoch himself, Mr. Daredevil, watching, or I guess not watching because he's blind, but feeling the fight from outside the window, which speculation, I think we might get to see Daredevil in the game. We've never seen Daredevil in a 2D fighting game before, or I think any fighting game for that matter, and I'd just be really interested to see his kit. Anyways, then second biggest thing that you see here is it's just this giant snake thing. I have no clue. Somebody needs to help me out because I'm familiar with a lot of MCU stuff. I'm familiar with some big comic book storylines. Never really read it, but just, heard through the grapevines, heard through people telling me the stories, but haven't read it myself, which I probably should do. So I don't know anything about this snake. The snake thing is a mystery to me. Also, this logo too, right? This bulldog logo, this truck. I don't know what organization this is. I need somebody to help me out. And the last thing I noticed here is the Fogwell's gym. This is the gym that Battling Jack, aka Matt's dad, used to train at, and where Matt actually currently trains a lot of the times. Especially if you watch Netflix's Daredevil, you could see him in that gym a lot, training using the punching bag and stuff like that. And I'm sure he does that in the comics as well. So yeah, this gym is very famous in the Daredevil lore. Oh, one more thing that I don't know. What does this say? Fear the what? Fear the Psy sus suspicion crap I have no idea. Somebody help me out. I'm not very good at reading graffiti, so but I think this is fear the, and I have no idea what that says. So somebody help me out in the comments. But that's it. It's a very simple map, but very beautiful. I like it a lot, and I'm glad that we have some Daredevil representation. This is probably my favorite map, just for the fact that it is Daredevil representation. Second map that we have over here is New York City, 42nd Street. And I was doing some research. Apparently, a couple of things has happened here, right? We have Miguel O'Hara there. Peter Parker was also at 42nd Street fighting Octobots with the Fantastic Four. Reed Richards was also there. Madison and Madison Avenue. Oh, wait, on the corner of 42nd and Madison. Johnny, is this Johnny Storm? Is Jonathan Storm Johnny? Okay, yeah, so Johnny Storm was looking for a job there. So there's some history on 42nd Street. I wonder what other lore there is, or like the reason why they chose 42nd Street in particular. This guy on TV everywhere, I would have to assume J. Jonah Jameson. When I first saw it though, for some reason, maybe it was the colors or something like that, I thought it was Omni-Man or something from Invincible. But obviously not. Wrong universe, wrong IP in general. You see this woman over here and over here, Dazzler, another hero in Marvel Comics. I haven't actually really looked her up, so I have no clue. If somebody wants to let me know about her, please do. And then actually, I'm just starting to spot this out. So these look like antennas right here, right? And it looks like a single visor and maybe a guy flying upwards, right? That's the trajectory. Is this a little too thick? Yeah, flying. Oh, that's okay. Whatever. He's flying upwards. So I'm not sure what to make about that. Does anyone know who this guy is? Um, yeah, not sure. Of course, you got Coffee, New York, Oscorp. We have Oscorp there. That's the Fantastic Four, Baxter Building, and then we have the Avengers Tower up here too. No idea. Is this a trident? Maybe. Not sure there. Can't tell these flags. Can't tell any of the stuff here except this is just a theater. Um yeah, oh yeah, and then Norman Osborn right here. We have a poster highlighting Norman Osborn. And I think oh yeah, the cap shield, and this might be the bulldog symbol again, just colored on the armored trucks that were in the Hell's Kitchen stage. So yeah, I don't know. I need help here to identify everything. All right, last map. We have the Avengers, I don't know, Sanctuary. We have a memorial maybe for Earth's mightiest heroes. It just says this right here. And this is kind of like the old school versions. I don't know if like it's the OG versions of Iron Man, Captain America, and Thor, but it looks pretty like OG comic book feeling, right? Because you see it's very simple looking. He looks like he has like an armored vest. This definitely looks something like the very early days of the comics generation of Iron Man, Captain America, because he has the wings and the winged helmet with Thor. You could also kind of tell because they all have like the underwear thing that they were doing way back then too, right? Everybody kind of has that. Not much to go off of here. Like I don't really notice any symbols, any iconography, words that I can make out that I'm like, oh, this is from the comics that I know of, or this is from the MCU. But I bet we're gonna be seeing a lot more stages. I just don't know which ones. So far because this is, I think, gonna be it tied to MCU in some way in terms of like marketing, not directly tied to the MCU, but the characters have to have some kind of synergy, right? Because Marvel is just trying to promote everything that they're a part of. So maybe because Star Lord's in the game, we might get nowhere or anything from space, right? We might because Thor is here, we might get an Asgard. Who knows? There's a lot of other characters here from like X-Men now, Doctor Doom. Maybe we'll get a Battle World stage, right? Because Doomsday is coming up, and then after that, Secret Wars is coming up too. So maybe we'll get some variation of that to kind of like hype up slowly, subconsciously, right? Bringing people into the lore of like Doctor Doom and everything that's kind of going on there. So that's just kind of my speculation for what future maps may look like. It would probably just relate a lot to whatever the storyline is for this particular game, the characters that are involved, but also has to have some kind of tie-in with the MCU or relation with the MCU to help people familiarize themselves with characters that they might not know about just yet. So I think, yeah, overall, these stages are beautiful. They look really cool. And, you know, shout outs to the stage designers. I can't wait to see more stages, and I will be coming out with more Marvel token content. I'm just so hyped about this game. There's so much to talk about. So if you like this so far, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.